Hello, this will be a guitar tutorial for the electric guitar parts of the CityAlight song, There Is One Gospel. So we'll be learning this song in the key of B. That's the key that CityAlight does it in. Now at my church we actually do it in C. If your church is like that, you'll just have to take everything I'm doing and shift it up one fret. The other thing to note is that I'm using a capo, so I've got the capo on capo 4, so I'll be teaching you how to play these things with a capo, but I'll also mention a few ways you could do things if you've forgotten or don't have a capo. So let's come a little bit closer and we'll look at the lead line that takes place a few different times throughout the song, and it's what I played in the intro. Okay, so we're going to start with this kind of shape. So without the capo, we're looking at 9, 8, 7, but in relation to the capo, that's 5, 4, 3. And we're going to play the D string, then the G string, then the B string, back to the G string, back to the B, and then we're going to slide down to 1 and then pull that off. So let's do that bit. That's the first half, and then the second half starts the same, but then we're going to put our pinky down on the G string and take it off, and then back down. Okay, so let's do that second part. So all together. And that's the main lead break that you need to know. Now, if you find that you don't have your capo, you can play very similarly to what I did, but instead of where it slides and pulls off, you would just need to use your pinky on the G string doing this. Okay, so you can still play that part without the capo. Now, the other thing to note is in the official CityAlight version, there is a second guitar that's playing a little bit higher, and they're playing this pattern where there's 11 on the E string and 12 on the B. It's going, then it's changing to the 9 on the E string. And that plays underneath that other lead part that I just showed you. Now let's have a look at what we'll be playing over the vocals. So first of all, let me just play it and play over it, and then I'll come closer and show you what I'm doing. So there's a repeated pattern here where we have a bass note followed by the open D and open G. Okay, so I'm gonna just walk you through what we're playing there. So first of all, we have the B note, which in this case is the 3rd fret in relation to the capo on the low E. Then we're gonna go up to the 3rd fret on the A string, then 2, 5, and it can sound good to then put your index finger on the 4th fret on the D for that last part. And then back to similar to how we started. But this time to finish we go 2, 5, and back to the first one. Okay, so that's the first part. And then the next part we're going 3, and then 3 again but on the A, and then 2, 3, 2, then way up to, what's this one, 7, 5, and then it's 3 on the low E, and then the open A, and then 2, 3, stay on 3, and then 2, and then open, and then that brings us back to the lead line. Now if you don't have your capo, then you'll have to play it a little bit differently. And what I would recommend doing is just going between the bass and then this octave note. Similar to that. And so do similar bass notes, but you just have to do more like an octave thing. Now the second half of that vocal part actually has a few variations that the guitar plays. So I'm going to play through a couple of examples of those for you now. Let's have a closer look at how to do that part. Now, in relation to the capo, that's fret 4, 3, 3, from the G to the B to the E. But if you don't have your capo, that's fine. It's just 8, 7, 7. And we're going, then putting our third finger there on the G string, taking it off, putting it back on and off. And then this is kind of like a D shape. And then back to what we were doing before, similar shape. Okay, so that's that first part, and then when you go even higher, again, it's kind of like a D shape, but this time we're way up here towards that 12th fret, or in relation to the capo, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going, and then putting our pinky down on the high E string and taking it off. And in this shape, you're then making it so that you can put your finger down there on the 9th fret. So that's the idea for the even higher part. So there's one more part that we're going to look at, and there's a bit of a solo towards the middle of the song. So let's look at how to play that. So in that solo part, you're mainly doing octaves. So starting on the 2 in relation to the capo. So that's 2 on the A, 4 on the G. And then you want to take your index finger off, and then back on, and up to the 3, 2, 3, slide up to 5. And then way up here, which in relation to the capo is 10. And then slide up 2. And then just 1 fret below where you were when you jumped up. And then here, which is 5 in relation to the capo, slide up 2 frets, and then some single note stuff, and then hammer on 2 frets up, and then finish on that B note there. So that's the first half. Okay, now up to the second part, which starts the same. But to finish, we're going to go, which is, what have we got there? A sharp, B, and then F sharp. Okay, so that's the entirety of the solo. Now, just one thing to note, though, is that there is a second guitar playing something higher, and so let's have a look at that part next. Sorry, I should just say first that if you don't have your capo, the solo will be pretty much the same, but where you would take your finger off and play an open, you're just going to have to go down 2 frets. Like that. Okay, so now let's come to the second part. So you've got the louder guitar doing the melody, and then the second guitar a little higher doing something like this. So once again, we have this kind of like a D shape, but way up here towards the 12th fret to play the B chord. And we're going to go and then put our pinky down. And then we have to change the shape a little bit so we can then move our pinky up there to the 14th fret. And then you're just going to leave it there. And then back to what you did. And then let that ring out. And that's the end of that part. So those are all of the guitar parts. Good luck learning those. Let's just finish the video by going over that main lead line again, and you can feel free to play along.